Hey guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, Peter Likes Books. Okay, I am doing my very first wrap-up video. Yay! I need to learn how to do side effects and all that kind of stuff. Oh, no, wait, first I need to learn how to edit my videos. So I wanted to go and talk about the books that I read in May, and actually, I've sat here a lot on my channel and talked about how I read like 3 to 5 books a week, which is true. But this month, since like doing these videos and just a lot of other crazy stuff that's been going on in my personal life, I just was looking at how many books I've read, and it's just really not that many. It's like, I think I've read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 books this month. Kind of 9 if you count the beginning of May. But anyway, so I thought I would go back and I would talk about those books. And it was interesting because one of the books that I actually really liked, left no impression on me whatsoever, because I had to go back in Goodreads and I was like, what was this book about again? I kind of knew, and then when I went back I was like, oh, that's not what I thought it was about at all. So anyway, let's just get started right away. The first book that I'm going to talk about is Drag Teen by Jeffrey Self, who is also a YouTuber and has done all kinds of acting and stuff, and has kind of made a name for himself before he did this book. This is about a teenager named JT who wants to go to college, and he doesn't have enough money to get out of Clearwater, Florida, and his boyfriend and his best friend already are accepted to college and have the money to do that. So he enters a drag pageant at the urging of his best friend and especially boyfriend to, I have like dog hair everywhere, to, you guys probably really wanted to know that, right? Anyway, to go to this drag pageant so he can win the scholarship to go to college. Anyway, the whole idea to me that there's even a drag pageant to benefit a college scholarship, I absolutely love, because anyway, this book is so delightful, so endearing, so funny. I literally ripped right through it in like 2 days. It was awesome. It is just so good. There are some moments in here that really touch my heart. So go try it out. I did a whole review on it. You can check back on that. The next book that I read is Songs for the Missing by Stewart. I am a huge Stewart fan. If you guys haven't heard of him, he's written so many things that have been made into movies and TV shows and whatever, and every book that he writes is completely different kind of idea. He's very character driven. This book, I'll do a whole kind of author spotlight on Stewart at some point. This book is actually about a girl named Kim who goes missing right after high school. She graduates from high school and before she's going to college, and she's kind of like working at the gas station and she's hanging out with her friends, and she goes missing one day, and they don't know if she was taken and abducted or if she was, if she just ran away. I'm like looking out my backyard and there's like somebody like randomly just walking back there, this old man, and he's just like looking over my fence. I'm like, seriously, I'm making a video, okay? Because that's what I do. Anyway, but then, and it's kind of funny, isn't it, that I'm talking about abductions and there's this like old man looking in my window. I do live in kind of a retirement home kind of section, but that's for another video. Anyway, the average age of our neighbors is about 80. So anyway, so they don't know if she's gone missing, or if she's missing. They don't know if she was abducted or if she ran away or what the story is. But really, that's not really the story. I mean, it kind of weaves through the book. But really what it's about is how her sister and parents and her best friends are affected by her being gone. And it's just so beautifully told. It is very sad and depressing. This is not an uplifting read. Most of his books are not uplifting reads. But if you like character-driven books, like, you walk away knowing the characters in the book. And actually, the title is kind of, I mean, he's so genius in his writing. I mean, it's called Songs for the Missing, but really what you find out is the missing are the people that are left behind, especially her younger sister, who the story is really about. So, let's see. Everything else I've either loaned out or I listened to on Audible. So, okay, the next book that I finished at the beginning of May was The Girl in the Red Coat by Kate Hamer. I've called her a different name the whole time I've talked about this book. This book is so fantastic. Okay, so it's about a little girl And, you know, I love these kidnapping stories. I don't know what that is about. I don't know. When I was a little kid, I kind of like wished I was kidnapped. Isn't that sick? Anyway, I lived in a very imaginative world as a little kid. Anyway, so this little girl, she's kidnapped, and then it's just a story back and forth between her and her mom, like telling their stories, and like her mom looking for her, wanting to know where she is, and then the little girl and where she is. And where this story goes, I never expected. I mean, this writer and this author is just, she's brilliant. So go check out The Girl in the Red Coat. I think it's her debut novel, so I can't wait to see what else she has. Okay, and then The Sky is Everywhere by Jandy Nelson. This is so funny because I have talked Jandy Nelson up in all of these videos, and this was the book that I actually had to like look up on my Goodreads and be like, what was that about again? And like when I started reading it, like even the character Lenny, I was like, Lenny, like I don't remember reading about a Lenny in the last month. And this is totally not me. My husband was joking last night. He was like, you're getting Alzheimer's, like you're forgetting things. I'm like, no, I'm totally not forgetting things at all. And I mean, I'm really not, but I'm really not. Did I just say that? Okay, so anyway, but I like totally forgot this book. And like, then when I read the Goodreads account, I was like, oh my God, this is like that whole like love affair that happens between these two teenagers, and they play in the forest, and I thought it was like such a brilliant idea, and I just loved it and all this kind of stuff. But it obviously did not leave any kind of impression upon this one. So anyway, so that was The Sky is Everywhere by Jandy Nelson, and I can't think of what her other one was called right now. I love that book so much that The Sun, I'll Give You the Sun. That's what it's called. Did you guys read I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson? That was like one of my best. That was like best. I am like all over the place today. That was one of my favorite books of 2015. And I actually was thinking, you know what? Since I just am new to BookTube, like, oh my God, I should probably do like my favorites of 2015. Because I mean, I read like, I don't know, something like 40 books or something. So I should do like my favorites of 2015. Okay. The next book is Side Effects May Vary by Julie Murphy. So this was her first book before Dumpling came out. And I read Dumpling first and then Side Effects May Vary. And it's a cancer story. It's about a girl that has leukemia. But it's very different than The Fault in Our Stars and, you know, Me, Earl, and the Dying Girl and all these like cancer stories. Like, you know, it's very different than all of those in that the way that she tells it. And it's kind of dark and kind of funny at the same time. I definitely think you should give it a try. Julie Murphy is genius. She's like working on her next book right now, and I've seen her tweet a little bit about it, and I can't wait to see it come out. Okay, the next book is Another Day by David Levithan. This is the sequel to Every Day, and I don't know why there needed to be a sequel to Every Day. And it was interesting because I just watched Tiernan the Booktuber's interview with David Levithan, who you guys know is like one of my all-time favorite authors, right? Like I think he's sexy down. But anyway, so I was watching this interview, and the whole interview is on this book, and I was like, oh, I've got to see this because like I don't even know why I listened to this book. So if you've read Every Day, it's about this non-gender person named A who wakes up every day in a different body, and then when it wakes up, the part that Every Day starts. He is in the body of this boy named Justin, whose girlfriend is Rhiannon, like the song by Fleetwood Mac. So I immediately love this song, or this book. But anyway, and then it goes through, and I don't want to tell you, you should read Every Day. It's phenomenal. Another Day is told from Rhiannon's point of view. Not really sure why we needed this book. I do not like when authors do this. It's like, I think I did such a great job that I need to tell it from the, you know, the alternate point of view. And the interview is very interesting because he said that he was asked to do it. You guys should go check out the interview. It's a great, great interview. Tiernan, for being so young, like does these like incredible interviews where he's just like, I don't know, he gives a great interview. He gets a great interview. But anyway, David Levithan is like explaining like why he wrote this book, and like he was like supposed to be doing something else, explaining something else for like the paperback version, and then he had the first chapter to this book, and I was like, well then you should have just left it as the first chapter, because I don't know, I feel like I wasted my time. And I also listened to it on Audible, and I'm literally like, I will never not finish a book on Audible because I paid for it, because you only get 1 credit a month. So Audible, if you want to sponsor me and give me unlimited credits, I would love it. But anyway, so I listened to the whole thing. I can remember thinking, God, is this ever going to be over? Okay, so the next book that I read was The Road to Amazing by Brent Hardiger. You guys know I am a huge Brent Hardiger fan. This is his Russell Middlebrook series. It is the latest one. I don't want to tell you what happens, but there's a wedding, and there's a small island in Seattle, and of course there's magic and craziness and all that kind of stuff. I listened to it on Audible. It's narrated by Josh Hurley, who is the greatest narrator of any book on Audible in the entire world. Like, I love his stuff. And he's narrated all the Russell Middlebrook series from Geography Club on. Definitely go listen to The Road to Amazing. It's a standalone. You can listen to it by itself, but you really should listen to it in a series. So if you haven't listened to the Geography Club series, like, I think I listened to the first 4 books, like, literally, like, in a week when I got turned on to Brent Hardiger. He's been so helpful to me as a writer, and he is just an awesome, awesome man, and his stories are unbelievable. So get on the next one. I want him to write a reunion one about what happens, like, later, like, once they get out of high school. Or, I mean, they're out of high school, but, like, 10 years later. Okay. The next one I read, and this was probably my favorite book of May, was We Are the Ants by Sean David Hutchinson. Okay, I didn't know anything about this, and in fact, I was just Googling, like, gay authors, young adult gay authors, and this came up of, like, one of the top 5, like, you know, when you do it on Google or whatever. And so I was like, oh, what is this? And I actually listened to the Audible version of this. It had just come out, I think, or I was like, I waited for it to come out. I don't think it was out yet or something. I don't know. Anyway, this book wore me out. And you know when I say that, what that means, okay, so it got my Wore Me Out award for May. It is so, so, so good. It is about this teenager, and his boyfriend suicided the year before, and his mom's like this chain-smoking, like, not really present mom, and dad's gone, and he thinks dad left because these aliens come to abduct him, and so everybody thinks he's crazy, and he ends up on the side of the road in his underwear naked, and and he's like hooking up with like the most popular kid in school who treats him like shit. I mean, it is everything you want in a young adult novel. It is I almost said gay, and I'm not going to say that because it was such a fantastic young adult contemporary novel. And I really realized something this month was that I'm going to try really hard to read, like, science fiction and fantasy, but Conan O'Brien tweeted out today, somebody said something about, like, I don't like science fiction, but this one didn't even have any great this, and he said, if you don't like science fiction, why are you reading it? And I've made a purpose of saying on here that I really want to try some science fiction and fantasy because I don't know much about it, but I really think, if I'm being honest, I like young adult contemporary and adult contemporary, and I think that's what I'm going to stick with, but I am going to try the other stuff because I've been reading it, and I really like it, some of it. So, anyway, that's what I've read this month. Number 1 recommendation, We Are the Ants by Sean David Hutchinson. Number 2, Drag Teen. And number 3, I would definitely say Julie Murphy's Side Effects May Vary. So check those books out. Love you guys. I will see you all in June because it's my birthday month. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.